Sup my homies, how are we today? So it's been a long time since the last video, I know, and I'm so sorry. I've just been really overwhelmed with uni as well as, you know, working with the business. And yeah, recently I had a big influx of events like weekend after weekend, the latest one being St. Ives Medieval Fair. That was fantastic. I love St. Ives Medieval Fair and it was my second year there as a vendor and it was great. I loved it. It was extremely exhausting, but it was definitely worth it. So it's been a few days since then and I now have time to put up this next video. So I'm really excited about this video because it's a history-based one, which I don't do enough of them. I'm really wanting to get more into doing history and art themed soaps. Yeah, because I just kind of feel like the inspiration hasn't been flowing as quickly as on other topics for my soaps. So this soap is part of my natural range, something like that. I guess that's what I'm going to call it. So my pre-Raphaelite soaps, which I did previously, that was part of that natural range where they had no added color and no added fragrance. It was just all natural. The fragrance and the color came from the oils and also from the organic flowers and herbs that we used. So this soap, I decided to, it was originally called Sticky Sweet Soap, but I renamed it to Melisseos. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's Greek. That's it. So this soap is the honey soap, which if you've been to my events and if you've been on my website, you would have seen this soap around. It's actually super popular. I was quite surprised at how popular it would be. I kind of always figured that the bright colors and the unusual wacky fragrances will be the one that everybody goes to, but just goes to show that these natural soaps, pure simple soaps, are quite popular as well. So that's really cool. So this soap is the honey themed soap, and so again, I don't add any artificial color and no artificial fragrance. This is all natural. I'm going to be using natural Australian honey and also bee pollen. So this is really cool. Bee pollen is edible. You can actually eat it and you can use it for everything else, I guess. A lot of people will sprinkle it on their morning breakfast, like their muesli or their cereal, things like that. Or a lot of people also put them in their smoothies, like their breakfast drinks. So I've done it and it tastes nice. It tastes nice. It's definitely it's a different flavor. It doesn't taste super sweet like honey does, pure honey. Of course it doesn't, but it definitely, you can tell it's related to honey. It's bee pollen. So I'm going to be using that also inside the soap. So the reason I'm telling you all of this at the start is because I'm going to just be doing no talk over, no narration during the actual soap making process because it was quite simple and small, and I just thought something similar to the pre-Raphaelite artworks, pre-Raphaelite soaps video that I did also, that again, nice and simple, just keep it smooth, just something you guys can enjoy so you don't have my voice like constantly in the video. So that's my plan. So this soap is called Melisseos because it is inspired by ancient Greece, and the ancient Greeks were not the only ones. The ancient Romans also really loved their honey, as have many other civilizations throughout history and as we continue today. But I decided I'm doing an ancient Roman themed soap elsewhere. This is going to be my ancient Greek soap. So the Greeks really loved honey. They believed it to have medicinal properties. They thought it was great for food as well, just in general. They weren't too on top of the fact that it also caused a lot of cavities. So, so they were still slow to catch up on that one. But they knew that, they believed that it had healing properties, as well as they believed it to be a connection and a gift from the gods. It was often called things like ambrosia or nectar to go along with other different types of food and natural occurrences like other pollens, as well as like mead, that they believed connected them to the gods. The reason that it's actually called Melisseos is because it's believed that Zeus, the god, the king of the gods kind of thing, that when he was a baby, he was at one point, you know, everyone wants to kill the boss, kill the big guys. But when he was a baby, he was being hunted and his mother actually hid him in a wild cave. And while he was in the cave and growing up, he was fed by wild bees. He was fed honey, and that's how he survived. And so a nickname that of Zeus is actually Melisseos, I found out. I'm not sure exactly if I'm pronouncing it correctly, of course, because I'm not Greek, so I do apologize. And I looked up the translation. The translation that I found for it is that Melisseos means bee man. But I also just Googled it on Greek nowadays, because from what I understand, ancient Greek and Greek language may have been slightly different. So in regular Greek, it means beeswax. So similar. So yeah, that's where the name comes from, Meliseos. So this soap currently is a regular on my website, and yeah, it sells out a lot. So if you can't find it on my website straight away, send me a message and ask me when my next batch is coming through, because they're usually like constantly being made, so don't worry. I'll definitely have some out there, but it's a big seller. I really enjoy it. It's got a different kind of smell. It definitely has a smell. It smells like honey, obviously, but not sweet honey, and that's because of the bee pollen. And while the bee pollen, you'll see in the video, while you see that it is like granulated and that it seems to be solid forms, once it's been put into the soap, it actually becomes extremely soft, and that's obviously due to, I think, the saponification process, but also because of the honey itself. This soap, usually I leave my soaps to sit for about a month and a half. This soap is going to be sitting for about 2 months almost, because it's extremely soft, the amount of honey in it, but it's totally worth it, So I'll stop talking, I'll stop going on about it, but we'll get into the video. I had a lot of people meeting me at St. Ives Medieval Fair who, shout out to my new friends, like hello. I was very excited to meet you all. If you'd like to be a friend of mine as well, then please follow me on my social medias. I do have a whole bunch more. All of my details such as that and my website can be found in the information box below this video or at the end of this video if you keep on watching. Thanks so much guys, and I'll see you later.